Really actually have no game plan here. I just know that I want to demo these foundations on camera for you. I got these from Target last week and they are CoverGirl, which I would normally never gravitate towards CoverGirl foundation, but I read good things about this online and I thought they were $8, and so just like, why not try them? One is golden caramel and one is just straight up caramel, and I thought that mixing these two together would be kind of good. So I'm just gonna actually pump these straight onto a Morphe powder or foundation brush. I don't actually know what that is, but I just love brushes like this for applying foundation. To me, that's just, I just prefer it more. I think this looks a little orange on my monitor, but in person, I don't feel like it does. We're just gonna keep blending it out and seeing how this turns out. So initial layer straight on, it's not very matte. I expected something very matte, and I don't feel like this is like as matte as I would want it to be, but we're gonna add just a little bit more in certain areas where I feel like I need a little more coverage, and then we will see if it becomes more matte, if it oxidizes, what actually happens. Also, I already have my brows on and I did them using just like my 5-minute brow method, which I will link below. I already filmed that. I wanted to try out a palette today that I got from Pure Cosmetics. This is like my first purchase from Pure, and this is the palette they did with Etienne Ortega, which is a celebrity makeup artist I've followed for quite some time and really admired his work. And this is the palette. I actually on my Instagram stories showed me going to Kohl's a few weeks ago, like late one night after the gym, and I just saw this palette there and I was shocked, first of all, to see Pure Cosmetics at Kohl's, but secondly, I kind of swatched it in store and I was like, that's pretty good stuff. So I thought I'd try that out. And then this is a product I've had my eye on for quite some time. These are liquid eyeshadows, and I saw them at Ulta about a year ago and I never got them because I have so much makeup already and I couldn't justify buying something that I wasn't going to use at least once a month. So I waited, but then you guys, I went to TJ Maxx and I saw them and they were $10.99. I don't know if you can see that. $10.99. And I was like, I have to get them. Also, if you don't have a TJ Maxx near you or you don't have time to go, I actually saw them on the Nordstrom website, and so I would check these out there. I don't know if the quality is great. I just watched them in store like a very long time ago, so I'm excited to use them. I want to use these and this Pure palette today, but I don't know what look we're gonna do. So I've got my brows on. I'm gonna start with my Quite Natural Paint Pot, which is from MAC, and it's just a creamy eyeshadow base that I'm going to use to make my eyeshadow stick to me. Like I said, I don't have a game plan here. We're just gonna play with makeup. A little bit of that paint pot and just swipe it underneath my lower lash line as well. So something I've been doing with my makeup lately is just kind of taking this color that I'm pushing to the crease a little bit higher up right here and really like enhancing this portion of my eye and really just kind of creating an illusion that my brow bone is a little bit deeper than it really is. And I'm taking it a little bit higher than I normally would too. I'm taking it past my natural crease. All right, we're just gonna go for it. We're just gonna go with these deeper colors right here. I want to build it up though, so first let's start with Muddy. I'm gonna grab some Muddy right here, and that is a pretty deep dark brown, and I'm just throwing that into the crease. All right, now I'm gonna grab just a flatter eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna go in with this midnight color, so we're just gonna go straight in. And I am just pushing that onto the eye. I didn't want to use a blue base for this because sometimes I feel like the blue base changes the color of the blue, and I wanted to do something like I wanted to do a base that was very natural so that it kept true to that blue color. And that is so pretty. Not really taking it into that corner that we put that color Muddy down because I just want this blue to stay isolated right here. And now I'm going to take a super fluffy brush and I'm just going to take this color called Adobe and use that to soften up where that paint pot went up higher. And I'm also taking that straight into this little inner brow bone area. Normally I would like really try not to put too many dark colors here, but I want to create the illusion of a deeper set brow, so I'm going to put more product here. I'm going to go in with this 3 AM color, which is just a matte black, and I'm just going to deepen up that outer corner and give that blue something to fade into. Okay, so what I want to do is just take some setting spray and I just want to wet a brush, and then I just want to go back and reinforce that blue because I felt like it wasn't as bright as it could be, and it's so pretty in the palette that I feel like it didn't. That's not what you're seeing here on the eye. I say blue, it's kind of like a purpley. It's called Midnight though, so it's like whatever midnight means to you. And I have quite a bit of fallout here and we're just gonna clean that up later. Probably shouldn't have done my foundation first, but sometimes it doesn't bother me. I'm like, okay, I don't have my foundation on, but I know it'll come together. And then other times I'm just like, I can't stand my face right now. This is a MAC 252, by the way. I love it because the head of the brush is really large, and so it's really nice for going in and shaping this little area that I'm doing right in here. Yeah, that wet is so much prettier and so much more intense, and I am way more happy with that. So aside from having to wet the eyeshadow, I think the palette is okay. I think the one I swatched in store was way more pigmented, and my theory on that is everyone's grubby little fingers in it, and their natural oils kind of turn the saturation and the vibrancy of the colors up. So I think the more this palette is used, perhaps using it with my fingers will really like wake up these colors, because I'm just initial application using this like brand new, I felt like it was a little underwhelming. I'm going to take a little bit of that midnight color on a dryer brush, buff that in along the lower lash line and see what that looks like. Because I work in surgery, and because I wear scrubs every day, and because I just do my makeup in 2 minutes, and typically while I'm at a red light, I miss doing makeup, and I actually get scared that I'm going to lose my skill set. Like I have a genuine fear going in with this Adobe color, and I have a genuine fear that I'm going to forget how to do. I genuinely am like, I'm gonna lose my skill set. All through college I worked at MAC, and I developed such amazing skill there because I touched every single type of skin type, face shape, skin issue, insecurity. Like there's not one thing I didn't encounter while working there. I gained so much and so much knowledge about makeup from there that it kind of scares me that I'm like, if I don't do makeup randomly, like even just sitting here with you guys, even though I'm not going anywhere tonight, that I'm going to lose everything that I learned for and worked really hard for. So I'm just taking my foundation brush and really cleaning underneath the eyes. I don't actually know if I want to do a ton of eyeliner all the way around the eye. I kind of like that this is like soft and not overly defined, but that might change once I get lashes on. Like, let's go in with some of these. I'm trying to think about what would actually go with this look. I don't know if any of these go with this look. Let's just try this gold one. This is like a rubbery application tip. Yeah, that is very, very, very metallic. I think over the eyeshadow would actually be pretty. Take a little Morphe brush and just really like blend that in and soften that. I don't want that to be so concentrated right there. I'm going to take a little bit of this gold and kind of like, oh, that's a whole glob. That is so intense. It's almost overwhelming. Like I didn't expect it to be so pigmented. We're going to just continue to clean off this brush and like smooth that out because that's a lot. Okay, and another thing I want to do is just soften up how harsh this blue line is right here. So I'm just taking the 217 brush and just really using just my fingers to really rotate this and blend that out right there. I go in with my Maybelline Age Rewind, kind of go in and use this to clean up underneath the eye. When I tell you right now that my skin is the worst that it's ever been, please believe me when I say that it's the worst it's ever been. I am going through it with my skin. I don't even feel comfortable talking about skincare products right now because obviously whatever I'm using is not working out. I'm also, it's that time of the month for me, so I just don't know if that's why my skin's betrayed me. Full-blown betrayal going on here. Taking a Real Techniques brush and pressing this concealer into the skin. I'm not wiping, and that foundation actually did mattify. It dried down quite a bit, and although on my monitor I look like an Oompa Loompa, in person I don't. It actually is a pretty good match. So if you are an NC 45 or in the 40s range of like MAC foundations, you can have good luck with like the caramel tones. Alright, let's go in with some Maybelline Fit Me powder and use this to set the face. I'm not going to bake. I don't feel like this eye makeup is so strong I don't feel like it needs a bake. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques powder brush and then just push that into the skin. So far, has it been? So far I think this entire face has been Drugstore. Alright, I'm going to go in with NC 45 MAC Studio Fix powder, and I'm just going to put that into the hollows of my cheeks. And then whatever is left on the brush, after buffing it into the hollows of my cheeks, I kind of just push all over my face. This isn't a very like defined contour or highlight. This is just like, let's get your face on. I feel like right now makeup is going into a trend where it's like secret highlighted, secret contour. Like you don't want to look like you highlighted and contoured. You don't want to look like you baked. You don't want to have like an obvious like area where you can tell you place your highlight color and then place your contour color and then use your transition color to bring them together. You kind of want it to look like, oh, that's just her skin, but have like subtleties. Like you want to have like your features enhanced but not overly enhanced, you know? I'm going to use this palette, the eyeshadow palette again. I'm going to go in with this muddy color and this Morphe brush, which I love to contour the nose, and I'm just going to tap that along the side so it's almost more like a shadow and not so much a line. I'm going to use that muddy color and then enhance the jawline. So we go horizontal and then vertical. That's always my tip for contouring. You need to make it look like you're actual bone structure, and if you have lines on your face, that's just going to look like you drew with stencils, and it's not going to look like it actually follows the curve of your bones. Okay, so just to keep things simple, I'm just going to go in with this penny color from this palette. I'm a really big fan of just using eyeshadows as highlighters. I feel like we kind of overcomplicated that genre of makeup where you just need shimmer on your face. Like, we don't need it to be so extensive. They're kind of the same thing. And then I'm going to go in with the streamer color and go on top of that penny and then just kind of brighten it up a little bit. Penny's more coppery, obviously. And then this gold on top of it just kind of adds a little more punctuation. I feel like this front area right here got a little washed out from all the powders. So I really still want to use another color from this palette, like, or from these glitters. Like, I really don't know what to do, because let's just go in with the black. Why not? Let's just go in, because we don't really know what we're doing here, you know? We're just kind of winging it. Oh, that's actually really pretty on top of the blue. Just putting it in the center of the lid. I'm gonna go in with a little lip brush right here and like pat that out. It's kind of got a silvery tone to it though, and then I've got this gold right here, but we'll make it work. That actually ended up being really cool. What I'm gonna do is just take a neutral colored powder, like this MAC Studio Fix powder, and I'm just gonna actually buff over some of that gold glitter, and it'll soften it up and it'll make it look a little less crazy, because we have gold glitter on the bottom and silver glitter on top, and that just looks nuts. I'm gonna pop on mascara and lashes, and I'll be back to do my lips with you guys. So I was doing my makeup off camera, and I wanted to stop and tell you guys that I die for this mascara. It is the Push Up Angel mascara from Maybelline, and this little brush is so interesting. It's got this like these tiny little teeth on it, and it's arched, and it's just not a very messy mascara, and it's not overly wet or anything. It's just really good for like kind of getting in there and coating each individual lash. And I'm a contact lens wearer, and this is one of the few mascaras that doesn't like leave little fibers on my lashes that fall into my eyes later and then irritate my contact lenses. Like, I find this mascara to be so incredibly comfortable. For lips, I want to go in with my absolute favorite product ever, like not just drugstore product, like favorite product in life, the Rimmel Lasting Finish, I think 1000 Kisses. Yes, 1000, what a funny name. 1000 Kisses lip liner. I'm just going to go in this color called Cafe Au Lait and go in, and we're just going to do a nude lip. But this lip liner is like my version of nude. Enough, it's browny enough, but it doesn't make me look washed out. But anytime I go to anywhere that has Rimmel, I buy a million because I never want to run out. We're going to go in with the L'Oreal Masterpiece Nude Lipstick. It's going to add a little more liner and bring these two colors together. I go in with the NYX Better Gloss in Tiramisu, because I've got some texture and I need to hide it. And it's like the easiest way to hide texture on your lip. Oh, also my lashes, I didn't even tell you guys. I went in with the Kiss Blowout Lashes. I'm super passionate about these lashes because Kiss Lashes, the band, is so incredibly comfortable. It does not get more comfortable than these lashes. They're so lightweight. They're so comfortable. They flex with the shape of your eye, and so you don't ever feel like you're fighting the lash band. And I just went with this pair because I really liked that they had spaces in between, and so you can actually still see your eye makeup and it doesn't completely cover up all your hard work. So I took my finger and I actually patted out that Pure Cosmetics like liquid eyeshadow, and I noticed that quite a bit of glitter fell down here first of all, but actually came off on my finger. I don't know if you can see that, but other than the amount that's coming off, I feel like I could figure out a way to keep that in place. Spreading it out over the blue actually let a lot more of that blue come through in a more natural way, and I am obsessed with this look. I cannot wait to use these other colors. The black is what we have here, but then it has like this rose gold and pinky gold color, and then this like more taupe one. Cannot wait to do more looks with this. I actually ended up really loving this, and although I had no intention of taking it in this, you know, this route, like I kind of wanted to do more golds and something more typical, I'm actually happy we branched out. I'm happy with this look. I hope you guys like it. If you liked what you saw here, please comment below, subscribe, and let's just be friends on here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.